wanted to check in with you today, Saturday, just really to see how you are, stay connected, and just to really just talk about, where you're at the moment, because have been some different times, some interesting times, and for some of us, testing times. So I really wanted you to know that I'm thinking of you, that you're not alone, and just got a few pointers that I noted down. So asking you the question, how are you adjusting to your new way of living and the new, for some of us, new way of working? Are you flourishing now and doing different things that you haven't had the time and opportunity to do before? Or is it really just getting on top of you and you just want this all to be finished and to get some form of what you call normality? So I really just wanted you to know that you're not by yourself. We're all in this together, whether we're in the same household, the same country, same city, wherever. We're all in this together, and it will, change. It will come to an end. But that means that we would have gone through some changes ourselves. So when we come out of this current situation, we will be seeing things from a different perspective. We may have adjusted our lives in such a way that we realise that going back to how we did things before wasn't working for us anyway. So we can then start to do things in a different way. So what have you learned about yourself? Hi Sanat, thanks for tuning in. What have you learned about yourself over this last week? So for me personally, I've not been out of the house now for about 9 days, and it doesn't feel like it. I've been busy, so that I've had lots to do, lots to keep me occupied. And so today I've really sort of slowed down a little bit, just had some time for myself. Actually had a lie-in this morning, and just embracing what's going on. I deliberately avoid watching the news unless I really have to. I'm aware of what's going on around me, but I'm not absorbing it, because sometimes when we sit and we just consume everything that everyone's saying, everything that's going on, it wears us down. And a lot of the things that we're worrying about probably won't happen, but we're challenging our immune system by taking on so much of what negative things could happen that sometimes it stops us from even being able to breathe or think properly. And that, so I'm just reaching out to you to let you know that you do have choice. You have a choice as to how much you absorb and how much you just let happen around you, and you have focus for yourself and still have goals and ideas of what you want to achieve. Now, I said I did a list of what I wanted to cover for you today, because there's just a few points, because it's just a quick live. So, have you been able to establish a routine for yourselves, a new routine, and find out what actually works for you? But on the flip side, what doesn't work for you? Because this is such a special time, a special moment where it's enabling you to reevaluate and to look at yourself, look at scenarios, look at how you relate. I know for myself, all of my family's at home, so all 4 of us are home together. I'm the only female in the house, and we have some interesting times. In particular, one thing is the dishes. People seem to feel that somebody else is going to do the dishes. So, it's a gradual education now where everyone's realising that if they do their own, there's less work for one person to do. And it's some of the simple things that we don't actually think about normally, but when you're here in a condensed environment, you can see things more clearly and you can actually take action quicker. So this is some of the stuff that's going on at the moment. The other key thing to really take on board is the fact that you are not alone, and if you need support in any way, shape or form, it takes an email, a text message, a WhatsApp message, a phone call to get through to somebody who can give you that support, whether it's to share a situation that's going on, whether it's to uplift you, whether it's really just to know that you really aren't isolated, in particular for people that live on their own. And there are many people who live on their own and are probably not used to their own company for such a long space of time. So maybe you need to reach out to them rather than waiting for them to reach out to you. So there's so many different things that we can now think about now that we've got the time. Even if you're just saving time by not having to travel to and from a location, That's extra time that you've got that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And a lot of people say they haven't got enough time. They haven't got enough time. Well, now you have. So what are you doing with that extra time that you have? Because you can be doing so much more. You can be doing things for yourself that you've never given yourself the time or permission to do before. So do comment, because, you know, it is a short message, but, you know, if I can help whilst I'm on the call, that would be brilliant as well. So that is something, and it's just remembering to keep that connection going, because we are all connected. Even if we're just thinking about somebody, we're still connected to them. So the other thing I wanted to mention, especially for those of us, I know in the UK and certain other places where we've been told that we're not supposed to leave the house, we're staying as much as we can. There is this thing about, you know, I had a conversation yesterday, and a very wise young lady asked me a pointed question when I told her how long I'd been in the house. She asked me if I was getting my daily vitamin D intake, as in, you know, the natural vitamin D from the sun. And what she said to me is, even if you step out on your doorstep, are you getting your vitamin D? And this is something that I know, but didn't really think about, because I was feeling okay and I've been okay with the situation. But for many people who aren't okay with the situation, are you just opening your door and standing outside in the sun for, say, 5 minutes to get some vitamin D? Because we do know that vitamin D helps to ward off depression and anxiety. So it's a simple thing that we can do, but we don't always think about it. So that's something that I thought I really had to share that, just because of the fact that it was pointed out to me and I hadn't thought about it. So how many other people hadn't really thought about the impact that the sun has on them? And I'm just looking at a message here. So saying that she's been doing, she's spring cleaning and she's decluttering. Fantastic, which means that you're not only you having the space, but you're now going to have new energy coming into your home. And when this is all finished, it's one less thing for you to think about. Fantastic. So who else is decluttering and spring cleaning? So, you know, that's a brilliant thing to be doing at a time like this. And you never know, as you're going through the items, you'll probably get some memories that conjured up, you know, of things that you've done before, maybe things that you've forgotten. So it'd be interesting to hear from you later on as to what things you came across that you're totally forgotten about. What reminders did you get of things that you've already achieved that you didn't even realise or give yourself credit for? So there's so much that can be achieved from this precise moment in time. Wow, it's amazing. So the other item that I wanted to mention is with regards to people who are in employment who are not sure what's going on for them, or maybe they've been informed that they will be furloughed for a space of time whilst companies sort of readjust and decide what they're doing and see what they can do. And people in that situation, you may be on the job retention scheme, which means that you cannot go out and physically find other employment or indulge in other employment. But what you can do is to learn a new skill. You can try something that you've always wanted to do and perhaps not had time to do. You can do that whilst you're waiting to find out what's happening with your work situation, because you will still be receiving a proportion of your salary unless your employer decides to give you all of your salary. So you'll still have some money coming in, but what can you do to help yourself in this time? And a lot of the online companies are offering their courses for free now, so you can take advantage of those. And even places like Udemy, what's the other one? There's Udemy, there's Woucher, there is another one that's gone right out of my head now. But you know, they are offering online courses, and some of them look very reasonably priced. So now could be a great time for you to learn that thing you've always wanted to learn. Do you want to learn a new instrument? Do you want to learn a new language? Do you want to learn about another profession? So you've got all of this time and opportunity now to try something new, try something different, and make this time really work for you. Because it's in these moments of challenge that we have our greatest opportunities, but it's up to us to actually make the most of that opportunity, because it's easy to sit down and stay stuck and stay in a space of not knowing what to do, not knowing what you can do. But when you decide to get up and do something that's for you, then you see that a whole world of opportunities open up for you. And maybe now's the right time for you to really plan what you want for the future, for the rest of this year, for the next 3 years, the next 5 years, even the next 10 years. What is it you really want for yourself? Because maybe you've just been, coasting for a number of years because you felt safe, you were in your comfort zone. But now you're being shaken up and taken out of that comfort zone. So what are you going to do for yourself? How are you going to remap your life? Maybe start living your life by design rather than from default. And part of my Dream Builder coaching, that was one of the key things that we practiced when we were training. It was really helping people to assess, their lives. Are they living their lives because they feel that they can only, go by what they're told they can do, as opposed to what their heart's telling them is right for them? So now you have that ideal time to choose how you want to live your life. And it may have been that, like myself, years ago, I decided that I wanted one particular career path, and then later on I realised that there was so much more that I wanted. So I expanded what I offered and what I do. And that may be the place that you're at now, where you've done the safe thing for so long, but you're actually bored, but you didn't have the courage to admit to yourself or to those around you that you weren't actually enjoying what you were doing. You were doing what you felt you had to do, but not really doing what you wanted to do. So you have an ideal time now to reassess and decide what is it you'd really love to do, and then to take some action to enable you to go in that direction. And by all means, this is going to be my last point. If you really want to have a chat about it, because it seems quite scary to take that leap, to make that decision on your own, I'm always here to support you, because I love possibilities, I love ideas. And one thing that I can say that I'm good at is talking to people to get to the root of what they want to do, and then helping them to put measures in place to make it their reality. Hi, Stella Christelle, lovely to see you on with us. Are you in the UK now? Are you still under lock and key in Ecuador? Because the pictures you've been showing have been beautiful, even though it may have been challenging to actually be in a place and not know how long you'd have to be there. So again, that was a new adventure that you shared with us on Facebook, and it was lovely to see your pictures. So again, we're all being thrown something different right now, and we have the choice as to what we want to do about it. Do we want to sit down and feel that we have no choice, we have no option, we have no control? Or do you want to retain control over what you can do and make a decision that's going to help you down the road? Because this situation is not going to last forever. So when it's all over and done with, what can you share? How will you look back and say that you used your time? Well, how will you look back and say that this time gave you something you didn't know that you had, or you didn't know that you wanted? Because a lot of the time we numb down and we nullify the things that we really want. We do not allow the things that we're feeling to come to the surface because it's too much of a challenge to admit it to ourselves. So now you have the ideal opportunity to go within, to really listen to your heart's desire, and to start taking action to make it happen. So I'm going to leave you on that note. I will, in the bio part of the message, put in the link where you can book a 20-minute call with me, and I'll be more than happy to just go through that clarity session with you and see where you can go from here. But enjoy this time. Really, take some time to reflect and just allow yourself to go for whatever it is your heart desires. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm about to jump on a group call now with some other Dream Builder coaches. We were due to meet up for lunch today, so we're going to do our online lunch meeting now. So yeah, creativity. This is what this situation is encouraging, creativity. So we can achieve all the things that we can think about and allow ourselves to do. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. I'm still running my morning messages on a weekday morning, so we can catch up there as well. But have a fantastic rest of the day, and it's been a pleasure being with you. Bye for now.